Hi everyone, and welcome back to the next diecast. For today's video, I'm going to be unboxing and doing a quick review on this 1/27th scale 2019 Ford Ranger made by Maisto. I got this off Amazon for around $15. It was an Amazon warehouse deal, but seeing how it looks, there really isn't that much damage to the box or anything like that. As I said in previous videos, Amazon warehouse deals items often have damaged packaging or damaged boxes, and therefore they can't be sold as new. So they're sold under Amazon warehouse deals. I've been looking for this Ranger for quite some time, so I'm glad to finally have one. This is the blue version, as you can see here. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and open up the box here. Start at the side here. A little bit of cardboard dust, but that'll clean up well, I think. Really like this blue one here. This is the sport version. Looks like there might be a screw on the bottom here. Yep, we'll just go ahead and unscrew those next. Alright, gotta love the base. Just gotta get this strap off right here. Might just be able to... Okay, here's our Ford Ranger out of the box, and it looks like overall it's a good model. It is a slight bit underscaled. It's actually 1/27th scale as opposed to 1/24th scale. I guess as like a measure to make it fit in the box, I scaled it down just a little bit. I don't think that was too necessary. They probably could have gotten away with maybe like 1/25th scale or even just 1/26th scale. So it does look a bit small compared to other vehicles, but I think 1/27th scale, that's not too far off from 1/24th. I mean, they have their 1/31st scale Ford Mighty F-350 Tonka truck concept, but this one doesn't look too awkward, but it is still slightly bit small. So Maisto actually makes this also in an orange, and that one has, I think, the FX4 back here instead of Sport. So this is the Ranger Sport, and the orange is another trim of the Ranger. And this blue, overall the paint looks great. It's like the metallic, I think it's called lightning blue or something. And these wheels, these kind of gunmetal colored wheels, I think pair quite well with it. And the detailing in the front, like with the lights and the grill and everything, looks great. There's like no big gap between like the metal and the plastic components up here. You actually have a three-dimensional Ford badge, and then it says Ranger up on top there. And the lower bumper is well done too. The wheels, like I said, they're kind of a gunmetal finish. On the orange version, they will have kind of a brighter silver finish, but I guess if you wanted to, you could just color these in with like a silver Sharpie. So that way you have like kind of the lighter colored wheels with this darker colored paint scheme. And it does have the sport badge on either side back there. And then you do have the Ranger. This is actually kind of indented into the lift gate, which looks great. And the Ford badge up here, and a very small EcoBoost badge right there. Now, this whole back portion is actually made of plastic, and you can actually tell a little bit in this lighting. I'm not really too sure why they did that. I don't know how much more it would have cost to make at least have these two sides be metal and perhaps have just the lift gate be plastic. I don't really know what the thinking was of that. Kind of annoying, but if you look right at it, and if it's like shining light directly on it, you can actually tell. But the inside of the bed's actually nicely done. It's kind of a nice texture and whatnot. You only get opening doors, which is kind of a disappointment. You'd think at least you would have the opening lift gate and or the opening hood, but at least it isn't just nothing opens. But the doors do open. And the doors open to reveal a fairly detailed interior here. There's actually a nice texture on these seats, which are also kind of the right size and shape and everything. There's that armrest in the middle there. Not too much to see on the door panels. They're kind of very plain. Might detail those a little bit of silver, but they do have a nice texture on them. And the doors are actually fully framed too, so I guess that's a nice touch. The center console and center stack, you do get buttons in the screen. They're just not really colored in or anything. And the vent detailing is decent. The most detail is actually on the steering wheel in terms of the interior detail. You can see it's got the Ford badge in the center, and I think maybe a little tiny horn logo underneath that. And there is actually a texture on there too. And you do get pedals, they're just not colored in. So I will probably go ahead and detail those with like a silver Sharpie, just to add some more maybe color to this interior here. And the undercarriage, typical of 1/24 to 1/27 scale models from Maisto. There isn't too much to say. It's just kind of the black molding and whatnot. Let's see, 120. So this was made last year in 2020. So I think it's kind of cool that they make this in two different trim levels, depending on like which color you actually get. And overall, I think it is a good model. I paid around like $15 for it. I think that's a really good deal. But I wouldn't pay maybe over 20 for it, because it does have, you know, those disappointing, like the plastic back here and the lack of the opening parts and whatnot. But the paint is flawless, and the whole overall look of the current Ranger, I think, looks great. And Maisto actually did a good job, I think, of replicating the model. As always, thanks for watching, and feel free to comment down below with your thoughts on this model here. Thanks for watching.